Hey guys, it's the History Nerd, and we're back with Stellaris! Yay, I love Stellaris. And it's gotten so much better with 1.3. Oh, things happen. The galaxy is alive with the sound of stuff happening. We're going to be rolling as the Terran Republic, a fanatic xenophile militarist nation with mass drivers, warp travel, and nomadic charismatic people. Because reasons. I still have this thing where I like to only play humans. I know, it's sad. It's not right. We should be playing with crazy alien species we create. Such is life. We're going to select these guys. We're going to go with a huge galaxy. We're going to go for a spiral 4-arm galaxy. We're going to bring that down to 19, bring the advanced starts down to 5, and the max fallen empires staying at 4. In the recent Heinlein patch and the Leviathan DLC, habitable worlds have been completely reworked, and we'll go into better detail on that once we get into a situation where we're going to have to be colonizing. But there are a lot less in the way of habitable planets in the galaxy, which I like. I like that conceivably planets are far more important than just being scattered around everywhere. Terraforming's also changed, and we'll get into that when we got to get into it. A lot's changed, really. We're going to leave AI aggressiveness and difficulty on normal because I'm a big wimp. We're going to leave allowed FTL method on for everybody because that's only fair. I do have clustered starts turned on, but I am running the non-clustered start mod because unfortunately the clustered start off still doesn't really work. For example, in 1,000-star galaxies with 8 or 9, even with 9 other empires, you would expect that to be fairly spread out. But no, I will still start with at least one other empire, 6 systems away from me, which on a 1,000-star galaxy is basically spitting distance. Advanced neighbors we are going to turn off. Well, I do like having the advanced AI starts in the game and a full quarter of the... Well, maybe we'll turn that down to 4. 4 advanced start, 4 fallen empires, that seems to work. Anyway, I don't want them near me, but I like them in the galaxy, just because it adds a little je ne sais quoi to things. Plus, this way, we're in a better position to make ourselves stronger in the early game so that we can handle things that happen later on. We are going to leave the endgame crises on because those help awaken fallen empires. And really, what I'm playing for is not to beat, extragalactic invaders or interdimensional invaders, but we're doing this to beat the war in heaven. I want to be on the side that wins, is basically what's going on there. So let's take the UNS Doolittle, start surveying the system we are in, and set our research up. We're going to go physics lab, colony ship, engineering lab. Sure, that works. That'll be nice. Let's take a look at Earth. We've got 4 extra food. We can unpause now. No real extra minerals, which is a letdown, but energy is going to be good. So I hope we've got a situation where we got lots of minerals in the Sol system. I like it when we get bonus minerals on Sol or on Earth. It makes things much, much easier. Let's see where we are in the galaxy. Kind of central in... Yeah, that's not too bad. Let's take our fleet and start surveying out around us so we can get a feel for what's going on in the galaxy out here. And we'll snag the black hole as well, and we'll jump back into Sol. There we go. Lovely, lovely, lovely. We can probably kick this up to speed 2, because as much as I love Stellaris, it is certainly a bit of a long game. Let's take my constructor, now that I see the moon has some minerals, and let's build a mining station on there right away, just to start getting some extra mineral production. And in fact, what I can do, since we are generating a lot of extra food, we can take you off one, and we can have you go there, and we'll still be generating more than enough food to feed those guys. Massive storms are visible in the upper atmosphere of this gas giant. We're going to leave that for now, but we'll come back to check out Uranus. Oh, too much fun. We got some alpha aliens. What do we got for alpha aliens? Looks like a big-ass pirate fleet. Well, isn't that lovely? So, this is part of the changes. You can see 1,500 strength pirate fleet very close to us. Now, these guys, these aren't the pirates that pop up. Oh, good lord. The creature observed in the Gurwatan system is unlike anything the First Fleet has previously encountered. Granted, they've only encountered pirates, but this is obviously something special. Highly aggressive and with destructive capabilities to match, it guards a planetoid that initial scans indicate is exceptionally resource-rich. I've never come across one of these guys before, and I'm fearful for my fleet. Okay, well, that's gonna be a bitch to worry about. Damn, okay, well, we don't have a fleet, I hope. No other things come for us, so we can rebuild that relatively quickly. Thankfully, I've got some mineral stations going on, because shit, we need more. Let's get that going as well. All right, well, we're off to a great start. At least Alpha Centauri has 2 habitable systems. So we can see here we've got obviously our planet type, a continental planet type, and you can see that it is a wet climate. If we take a look at this alpine planet up over here, it is a frozen climate. So I probably could have looked at this in the starting main menu to better explain it, but each habitable system type has 3 different planets within it. So when we are a continental people, without the use of technology, we can settle on tropical and ocean worlds. We still get a little bit of a habitability malus. There's still 60% instead of 80%, but we don't need any special water world landing techniques or anything like that. We can just go ahead and land on them and live on them. So that's good. That's a change in the right direction. Okay, we got those 2 mining systems done. Habitable World Survey, absolutely a commendable initiative, and I always like it when that thing pops up earlier than later. 1 mineral short. We'll get our fleet rebuilt here very quickly so we can continue scouting. We'll just have to avoid the Drake.
Anomaly found.
Hopefully they're eventually easy to kill. A large amount of space debris. We're going to leave that for now. Sol system, 2 anomalies. Who knows what else we will discover? Certainly not I. That's the whole fun of the game. So, let's talk about how these episodes are going to be structured, because Stellaris is a very long game to play, and I don't know if... Okay, you're just moving along. That's good. I don't know if, the typical, trying to get things done in half-an-hour episodes is really going to be the right approach for a game that plays this way. So I'm going to be making these episodes a bit longer, probably around the 45-minute to an hour mark. So I can understand that that's not going to be everyone's cup of tea. Not everyone enjoys extra long content. So hopefully, just hopefully that's going to be okay. If it isn't, by all means, do not watch these things. There's nothing wrong with you not watching stuff that I make. It's because I'm doing this for entertainment purposes. If you don't find something entertaining, just don't watch it. It's that simple. Let's see if we can snag a mine on Triton there. Get that built up nicely. And what else? What else is going on? So yeah, so these are going to be longer episodes. Because I think that's just going to be the way that this is going to have to be played out. So things are going to be a bit chiller. I mean, I don't min-max my games by any stretch of the imagination, but I'm certainly not, like, I'm not playing this. It's weird, right? Because, like, I'm not playing this to win. I'm playing this to enjoy. And right away, you know, for some people that's like, but winning is enjoyment. And hey, you know what? That's totally fine. I'm not here to argue with anybody how we should play games. But yeah, I just want to try and relax, enjoy the experience that is Stellaris. Which also, I mean, it's also going to be a little test in my ability to talk randomly for long stretches of time, because I don't know how much I'm going to cut out. I could cut out quite a lot for, you know, obvious reasons, but it's, I don't know. We'll see how it goes, and feel free to let me know how it is from a viewer perspective, because, I mean, I'm not necessarily the world's greatest self-critic. So yeah, let me know let me know if you enjoy it. What's gonna be the plan? What's the grand goal? Well, I do definitely want to see any and all things that the war in heaven has to offer. And as xenophile militarists, I think we're in a good position to be able to do just that. So, you know, we still got tons of time for the colony ship. Strangely, well, I guess not strangely, we got a spark of genius man working on our bio research. Marcelo Garcia, you're doing good work. What do we got over here? We got some more pirates. Looks like we got quite a few pirates in and around these systems. I'm guessing that's another pirate group. So, at the very least, we know that these systems, they're going to be rich in something, because if pirates are around, there's got to be a reason for them to be around. And that reason can only really be one thing: money. So, we should theoretically be a nice rich empire, right? We'll see how it goes. I'm already liking the look of Alpha Centauri 1 here with its bonus to energy and physics research and all the energy we've got here. Usually I've noticed with the bonuses that get thrown in, you know, it'll be like a bonus to energy and you'll have 2 energy producing tiles, or a bonus to minerals but you'll only have 1 mineral tile, and it's like, well, thanks. So I like seeing bonuses where we got lots of bonuses. We can probably kick this up to speed 3, as long as I don't get myself too lazy. Man, all of these tropical worlds, things are looking up for the old Terran Empire here. Terran Republic. Sorry, we are a military republic. We got our ships bouncing around. Warp has been reworked, so it's actually faster and not mind-numbingly slow. More pirates? No, those are mining drones. So we know there's going to be some good minerals in Vega. Yippee, yippee, yippee. Alright, so... nope, those are just things we should probably avoid, but they're already coming for us, so... I don't think we will be able to avoid them. Let's try and get ourselves back to Sol. I have a feeling, though, that my fleet... Whew! Okay, they made it out. I don't need to lose another fleet today. That would just not be good. I wonder, can we make... I don't think we can quite jump in to that arm yet. That is a bit of a shame, but that's okay. Look Fuck that. Science Officer Kong has gained the trait Carefree. Characters gain traits now. It's kind of like the way things were at 1.0. People gaining traits and leveling up their skills and doing all sorts of things. It's great. This game has improved immensely, and I'm sure that it's only going to get better as time goes on. Which pleases me, because it's been such a long time since there's been a good space strategy game that I can get into, and I can certainly get into Stellaris. I think I've embarrassingly put in over 400 hours in this game since it launched. Granted, the Star Trek mod, New Horizons, took, like I say, about 150 of those hours, but even still, it's ridiculous. It's all ridiculous. I love it. But there's just something about it that pulls you in. It's, I guess my big problem with a lot of Space 4X games, in the vein of, we'll leave it be for now. We'll come back to that. Should we, though? Maybe we'll wait. Are you done the system scan? Maybe we'll just tell you to come back to it when you're done the system scan. I mean, you're a level 3. We might as well start getting those things researched, right? Yeah, so a lot of space strategy games, like Galactic Civilizations is the prime example of it, it just gets grindy so quickly. And one of the things that I don't like about big strategy games is the idea that as the Grand Emperor of a space-faring superpower, you're responsible for building farms on all your planets. And that's just a little ridiculous to me. It's one of the reasons why I was such a big fan of the sector system. And granted, it needs a lot of work. It's been improved. There's a couple of little nuances and one little bug that I hope gets fixed sooner than later. We'll get to that when we have to create a sector for ourselves, which might come sooner than later considering the amount of habitable worlds we've got here. Let's go ahead and research that while you're in the system. And we could probably do, to get ourselves, I thought I had a 3 energy, but it doesn't appear that I do. That's fine. We will just go slap down a power station there. What do we got in Alpha Centauri? We have space amoebas, and they're floating through. That's fine by me. So yeah, really it's the lack of the... Well, I mean, this game is there's still a grind. There's no question there's still a grind in this game. Ooh, we got somebody new here. Let's take a look at what's going on. Yay. We've got the equivalent of minor city-states. If you take a Civ 6 approach, we got city-state action going on here. I'm going to leave it and research it once we're done the colony ship. But we'll get back to that, and we'll talk about these new stations once we get that researched. So let's head back east and go through the Jakari patch here, find out what's going on in this section of space. We'll snag this black hole as well. And we'll draw the line. Oh, I don't know. Here looks good. There we go. We can continue going through. Although perhaps it would be better to get this sector of the galaxy figured out first, since we're pretty much at the tail end, and then we can just send you home after. Beautiful! Although, no. We're going to change that path, because you're just going to wind up getting destroyed by the damn Drake. So yeah, I mean, the grind, there is certainly a grind in Stellaris, as there is in any video game, really, and certainly any strategy game. But in my opinion, it's a grind that makes slightly more sense. Although perhaps not with the way war score is calculated at the moment. Well, look at that, we got some society research. That's good. We're gonna go investigate. Well, let's see here. What do we got? A size 13 ocean world, a size 15 tropical world, or a 25 and 15. I think the 25 and 15 would probably be the better bet there. Let's go find out if there's any planets worth colonizing there. Although certainly Alpha Centauri and Sirius are at the top of the list. And really, Alpha Centauri 1 is at the top of the list. We can come back to terraforming this planet later, making it less alpine and more continental. So the grind is definitely still around. But, I don't know, it's easier to deal with, at least for me. I'm fine if a second minor nation, oh my god. But it's the same color, so it's going to be the same type. Now, I don't quite remember purple, green, and blue, what each one means. I think purple might be culture.
Complete.
And we'll get to that when we gotta get to that. How are things looking? 10 months left on the colony ship research. We can probably go ahead and start developing Earth so that it's producing things a bit better. We're gonna get some power plants built up here because that seems like a good idea to do. I like that food is next to the mining network because mineral silos now give an adjacency bonus to mines. It's a great idea. I loves it. We have detected the presence of a primitive alien civilization on Kolkex Zajkex in the Karasta system. They appear to be in the later stages of Bronze Age, having mastered early metalworking. Although most of their population is rural, several large city-states have formed. We will definitely consider setting up a little observation station on these six-eyed mice people. Oh, they live on the good world. That's okay. We'll get some society research out of them anyway, and that'll be enough for now. We might as well we should probably build that station on Venus before we get too far into things. We don't need to really worry about the power stations, because we're going to be getting all the power we need off of the surface of Earth. Alright, so we've gone through and checked out... No. Go there, and then no. Okay, fine, go there, and then there, and then there, and then home. There, we got to avoid that Drake. I don't need to lose 6 Corvettes. 3 is more than enough. So this is nice. This is like one of the first times I've done a Let's Play where we haven't had primitive Stone Age peoples on a planet. Oh, there we go, the Artisan Troop. They have successfully translated our language. Greetings! I, Shun Balur, headmaster of the Artisan Troop, greet you. What can we do for you? Perhaps produce a work of art for you to enjoy? Or maybe you wish to sponsor our enclave in its creation of otherworldly beauty. So, what these guys allow you to do is, once we get these artisans liking us, we can organize a festival, and I think that boosts happiness and things across the nation. We can see here if we want to get a work of art for them. Fabulous! We'd be glad to entrust you with one of our creations. It is sure to bring joy to the people of your empire. For an investment of 1,000 minerals and 25 influence, we could of course buy a piece of art if we had such resources at our disposal to build on a planet and make people on that planet happier. We can also... Let's go back to them. We could also communicate with them, and we could wish to become their patron. It would be very helpful, allowing us to try new ideas and take more risks in our creation processes. We have a 10-year program that would require the following each month. So for quite an investment each month, initially anyway, once we become a big star empire, it's not going to be that much of an investment. We can start throwing some minerals their direction, and they can do things that will help us, I believe. So we got that. There are other ones. We've got curators, which know the secrets of the galaxy, leave it be for now, and another one. Militarists, I think? I'm not sure. Something like that. And so they can help you out with things. I know the curators could certainly help us come up with ways to defeat the Drake, so that we don't have to, depend on building up a fleet of massive warships to move into that system. Although that would still be necessary to defeat such a monstrous evil.
Construction complete.
But we can, they can give us little pointers to help us out. That is lovely. We will get started on the military academy because we are a military republic after all. And that seems like the thing that would make the most amount of sense. So let's get a colony ship going right away and we can get the Doolittle moving in on the next system to survey. So we can see here an ocean world. Now, in old Stellaris, we would have had to research ocean world technology to colonize it. Now it is not the case. We can just slap down and colonize this planet right away. Now, your happiness is capped at the habitability level of the planet. So the happiest the people could be on Carasta 5 is 60%. Now, obviously, you can get modifiers that's going to boost that up so that, you're not stuck on a quote-unquote crappy planet the entire time, including things like frontier clinics and later frontier hospitals. We are receiving a transmission from the Mirian Alliance of Planet States. They appear to have successfully translated our language. My god, look at these guys. So these guys are collectivist fanatic xenophiles, so we should get along fairly well with them. Greetings! Speak for Executive Obar Loot and the wealthy elite of the Mirian Alliance of Planet States. We're always looking for new trading partners among the many diverse and delightful alien nations we encounter as our ships explore the galaxy. As fellow star explorers, good xenomorph friends, we salute you. The news that we've encountered intelligent life for the first time is spreading like wildfire throughout the Terran Republic. Our citizens are fascinated by these beings, and the media is full of reports and speculation on their culture and society. The revelation that we are not alone in this galaxy has largely been greeted with celebration on Earth. Just like us, the aliens appear to be relative newcomers on the galactic stage, and their level of technology is similar to our own. A monumentous occasion indeed. Now, they are on the other side of a system, and it looks like they've got some artisans as well, so lucky them. And the galaxy presents enough threats without having to worry about a war between the Terran Republic and the Mirian Alliance of Planet States. We suggest entering into a non-aggression pact to mutually secure peace, and we will agree with that. Sure, we may be militarists, but remember, we're xenophile militarists, and to be quite honest, at this stage of the game, these guys, they're a bit of a concern. They're obviously an advanced start, but because they're in a ring or a galactic arm that isn't ours, they're further away. I would guess that's how that worked out. Anyway, we got Physics Lab 1 done. Let's go ahead and get ourselves a boost to research speed, and we might as well go for Mining Network 2, because anything else would be like 140 months to research. So that's totally fine in my books. Let's take the first fleet and send them east and see what we can learn now about the Jakara patch. We can unpause while we set these courses. Not the world's greatest or most efficient route, but you know what? It'll do. Let's go ahead and start finishing off the mining stations in Seoul. And then once that's done, we'll look to boost our fleet strength a little bit, because, well, we've got these pirate fleets kicking around that, like I said, they don't really, as far as I know, they don't get involved in pirate raids or such, but if you build, space stations outside of your starting system, you still get the pirate event with the, thankfully, much smaller pirate fleet. More mining drones. We are going to be rich, ladies and gentlemen. It's a good day. It's a good day indeed. Let's take a look at Earth. We are growing nicely here, so it might be time to start clearing out. I'm going to say it's probably time to start clearing out, at the very least, the engineering and physics research. Thanks to that space station, we're going to be not needing things for a while. Society, thank you. Let's take a look at one of the new things in the game, and this is the expansion planner. So it's going to show you all of the habitable systems that you can colonize. It's going to give you a rundown of all the things they have. So taking a look at it, Alpha Centauri, not in a great situation with food, but everything else is looking just fine. So we'll make this situation work for us today. We will go ahead and colonize, but the question is, where are we going to slap our capital? And taking a look at it, the best place to utilize as many bonuses as we can is going to be right here. We'll get a boost to energy, we'll get a boost to minerals, and we can slap down a frontier clinic and get a boost to food over here. For me, personally, when I'm colonizing and building up planets, I like having the power hub, the mineral processing facility, and the frontier clinic off of the capital, so we get the adjacency bonuses there. Alpha Centauri Prime? No. The first colony is obviously going to be Terra Nova. And I could sit there and hit the colonize or the random name a bunch of times until that pops up. It's just easier for me to type it in. I don't necessarily know that I'm going to be doing custom names for every planet I colonize, but certainly the first one is the most important, right? Indeed it is. How's the exploration going? Not much in the way of habitable systems to the east. We got a bit more going in the west, but it's really only those three there. Obviously, until we get into terraforming tech, when we can just snag the rest of those colonies for ourselves. That's the plan anyway. The ramen system has been fully surveyed. Let's go and research this system, and then we can jump up to that system. The first human colony. Our colony ship has gently touched down at the mouth of a large river delta on one of the several continents that can be found on Terra Nova. This temperate, forested region will serve as an ideal first landing site. The ship has been permanently converted into the administrative headquarters of the new settlement. Its reactor core is in the process of being removed so that it may serve as the colony's temporary power source. Hundreds of small tents and prefab shelters have sprung up around the former starship's massive hull as colonists begin to disembark in large numbers. The first human city on an alien world. Woo, getting goosebumps. We've learned of some other aliens, Theta aliens, and they are aliens. We might as well investigate these guys. Let's go ahead and do that. 7 months to find out who they are. Well, we'll throw the research at it, because it's what we do. A comet blazes a trail across Earth's horizon, a bright envoy from distant stars. The human people find great joy in this reminder, vague as it is. We are not alone in this universe. They are more supportive than ever of the Terran Republic's ambition to greet the galaxy with open arms. Tremendous! Little bonus to influence. Aww. Isn't that nice? We've come a long way with comets. From the early days in the Dark Ages, fearing it, through the Renaissance and the early modern period, into the industrialization period and the age of science, when we knew that such a thing was not a message from the gods bringing forth pain and destruction, but indeed just a flying space rock drifting through the cosmos. We've encountered some form of alien vessels in the Sol system. Sure, they are no threat. Oh, well, would you look at that? The space whales. Yay! Certainly not a threat. Perhaps delicious. We'll never find out. Through our surveys of habitable worlds, our biologists have collected a vast amount of data on alien life forms. Many of our older theories on the development of life have been disproved, and our scientific community has had to build new models from scratch. Our most interesting finds are being displayed at the newly dedicated Museum of Exobiology on Earth. The public is enthralled, and many donations have come in to aid in the continued search of strange life forms. More bioscience and some energy to help us along the way. Loverly. Now look at that. We're making positive energy despite having a colony being produced. This is great, wonderful news for the Terran Republic. No, you're a physics researcher. And we can spare that. After successfully translating their language, we have established communications with the Kormathani Cooperative. Diplomatic channels are now open and all hostilities have been terminated. You are speaking to the Kormathani Cooperative. Chancellor Midlerix is our elected representative, but in truth, all aliens have a voice in our government. We strive to better ourselves through technology, a desire we do not expect primitive aliens such as yourself to understand. Well, Mr. Hegemonic Imperialist, as a fellow star explorer, we salute you. Now imagine these guys will probably be our first real enemy. They're individualist, xenophobic materialists. So it's really just the xenophobic that's going to cause issues between us. But, you know, our interference policy is not the same. We're not exactly going to be buddy-buddy like perhaps we will be with the Myriad Alliance of Planet States over here, who, I mean, we're going to be fine with these guys. I mean, this could be the foundation of a beautiful friendship. And I'm okay making friends with a technologically advanced species. I think that is actually a surefire way to ensure success in the world that is Stellaris. Let's slap down a science lab, shall we? Seems like a good idea. And once that's done, we can put a farm on this farming location and worry about clearing out some of those energy-producing tiles, or indeed the bio-research, before we have to go off and worry about any more food production. So yay! Scientist Kong is leveled up to level 4, I do believe. He is the captain of the Doolittle. And he's certainly not doing little. Ha ha! Yes, you can expect many more jokes like that in the future. Is our fleet done? Almost. Alright, well once they're done taking a look at what's in the Redamon system, we'll send them back to the Terran Republic. Well, we'll send them back to Earth, is what I mean by that. And we'll get a few more corvettes built up. Then we can start building some mining stations in Alpha Centauri, drawing those pirate ships out to face, you know, the true wrath of humanity. Now, we are going to have issues with food on this planet. That is for sure. I'm going to recruit Megan Longfield here, but I'm going to put Anne Zhao in charge of Alpha Centauri instead, and I'm going to put our scientist up in Earth. I guess going to the rally point would work as well, but there we go. Because we're going to get far more research production out of Earth initially. And, I mean, in the future, we only have 3 science tiles here. On Earth, we've got... Yes, we only have 3 science tiles here. Well, we'll get Earth built up before we will Alpha Centauri. Sure, yeah, you can research that. We'll have you come back to the Sol system and research those as well. We got some enemies and some more construction being done on Earth. We can upgrade you right away to an engineering facility. Why are you engaged in combat? I want you engaged in combat. You're gonna die. a horrible death. There is clear evidence that a massive space battle took place in close orbit of Bartium 9 at some point in the last 5,000 years. The surface on one side of the planet is pockmarked with craters from stray weapons blasts, and scans from the Doolittle have picked up several hulks on the ground. Though these wrecked ships are all in very poor condition, the fact that anything remains at all after the damage they must have sustained is a testament to their advanced design. Science Officer Kong is preparing an expedition to sift through these derelict hulls for any valuable technology. Intriguing indeed. Oh, that's the last of it? Well, let's get that research project started. And let's, I guess, start building up some more Corvettes, because that fleet's gonna die. So that's fine. Our rally point is set to Earth. All of our ships will go to Earth. And the rally point system is indeed a very handy system. Because now what you can do, it's still a little awkward when you're building up big fleets. You're still going to have to individually go to each space station and order X amount of ships to be built. And considering the specialization that you can do with star bases, I think that still kind of makes sense. Because you can still set it up so that, the Alpha Centauri system, its starbase is used to build, or has the destroyer assembly yards, and then the Sol system has battleships. So you want to be able to select where your ships are built and how to do that. But if you've got a fleet that you want to build that's like 100 ships right off the bat, and for whatever reason you've got the minerals to do that, yada yada yada, blah blah blah, it is still a little awkward to do, but I don't know how else you could do it. So it's a little annoying, but what can you do? Because it's not really, a lot of people point to the EU4 system where you can select your army and then be like, I need 6 artillery and 2 cavalry and 20 infantry. Maybe that's a little ridiculous. That's a pretty damn big army. Regardless, I don't think that you could utilize the same system in Stellaris to the same effect. That's just my personal opinion. The team under Science Officer Kong have finished their expedition on Bartium 9 and returned to the USS Doolittle. Thankfully, the starship graveyard on the surface proved to be a technological treasure trove. Studying the remains of these vessels has advanced our research in certain fields by several years. There are yet things to be discovered. A permanent science outpost in orbit would be a great boon to our starship engineering efforts. Indeed it would. We should probably scan these two systems before we go after the anomalies in Sol, but we'll do that. We'll get these two systems figured out, find out what's left in Earth, or find out what's left in Terran space, and then go and get those anomalies, because I think that's going to make the most sense, right? Yeah. So we're almost got the fleet to a point where I would feel comfortable in building stations on Alpha Centauri, and what I'll do is I'll even base the first fleet in orbit around Terra Nova so that any pirate ships that jump in will have to cross paths with us to get to those two systems, and we should be able to destroy them pirate ships quite quickly. We got our constructor not... Yeah, we're going to wait. We're going to hold out just a little bit longer. It's not going to take long for us to build up these ships. And in fact, we could utilize... Let's just do this. And I'm not sure if the order truly matters. Like, I think it'll go to fleets first no matter what. But I'll just keep the first fleet on top because this is a good rally point way to do things. And we can get you guys moving right away, and then we can snag our construction ship and say, hey, construction ship, let's actually select the station and build a mining station. Our power should be able to handle it. The only thing we're going to need to worry about here is the lack of farm systems. So I'm going to put you there. I'm going to build a farm. I'm going to farm all of our research stations or our research areas because we don't need research off Alpha Centauri just yet. We need to worry about getting the basics set up before we push too far. Snag mineral processing facilities as soon as we possibly can because we're going to want to get those. We're probably not going to want to build one on Earth because it's kind of pointless to build one on Earth. What with it only having the one mine. Now, yes, the mineral processing facility will give a boost to what the capital builds, but that's not really worth it. If we take a look at a place like Terra Nova instead, building a mineral producing facility here is going to be great because we're going to have potentially 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mines. Considering the amount of energy that's on this planet, I don't necessarily think we need to focus on energy production here. We can definitely slap more mineral production in, and I think that's going to be a better bet for us. So we got the farm built on Terra Nova. That's good. I'm going to want to go and slap in a science lab on Earth. That system has been scanned, and we got a good little bit of everything there. A little bit of research, a little bit of mines, a little bit of energy. I'm pleased with that. That'll do. No reason why I'm saying that'll do. It's not like I watched Babe recently or anything, so who knows where that little gem's coming from in my brain space, but it's deciding to rear its ugly head. And we are at 0 food, but we're still going to be growing, and that does mean that we will be getting more farms sooner than later. Although, once this is done, we can build a proper hydroponic farm there, and then probably clear out the bio research. We got our construction ship ready. We might as well sit patiently and let it do its thing. We'll let the Empire do its thing. It's going to take a while to get enough mines to build the engineering research station that we so desperately need. Although really, once we get that station done, what we're going to desperately need is some physics research. Who's close? Dolores is close, and she's currently leading, so we'll just leave her do her thing. Barnard Star is looking like a pretty crappy system. That's fine. You can go research the graveyard. Was that around Uranus? No. We'll check out the storms of Uranus in a bit. Naval intelligence has reported several attacks on civilian shipping in our space within the last several months. The perpetrators appear to be deserters and other renegade elements from Earth. These criminals have put together a makeshift space fleet out of heavily modified civilian hulls, and they now call themselves the Ghost Flotilla. Although crude, their vessels are a clear threat that cannot be ignored. Alert all commands, deploy the fleet! I'll always enjoy a Star Wars reference. Now, where are these bastards? We know they're going to be coming for Alpha Centauri.
Hostile fleet detected.
Aha! I see ya. So, first thing we're going to do, grab our construction ship, have it set to passive, and go build that research station. Then we're going to snag our fleet. We're going to give it an admiral, hopefully. I do believe Admiral Gardner here is going to be best with the ship upkeep thingies. And then we will get you to move in position to intercept these pirates before they get anywhere near any of our fleets. Good. Dolores has been re-elected. Makes my life easy. And it looks like these guys are probably using warp drive. And I'm going to bet missiles. Let's slow things down. Oh no, they're not using missiles. They're using mass drivers. Same as us. We just have more ships. So you're going to wind up dead, pirates. And so combat has been reworked. I mean, there's nothing really evident from just sitting back and watching it, except I think the battles look better now. Like I say, the only mod I'm running is the no clustered start. So, you know, It doesn't feel as close range as they used to be. It feels more like a space battle might actually feel in real life. That's them finished off. Let's send these guys back to Earth, get ourselves repaired, and we'll get ourselves a replacement Corvette built as well. And then we know the pirates came from somewhere out here, so we'll just start scanning the systems, see if we can find their base of operations. And then once the Doolittle is done researching the space graveyard at Europa, we'll send him over, scope out the debris around Alpha Centauri, see what those pirate ships were actually made of, and see if they've got any technology that we may not be aware of. Like I say, I don't think they were using any sort of advanced weapons, so
Construction complete.
it's really more of a subsystem search. You know, maybe they got some better reactors kicking around or something. Who knows? There is clear evidence that a massive space battle took place in the close orbit of Europa at some point in the last 5,000 years, exactly the same as last time. So that's not going to disappear. We can get that done at any time. Let's research the projects in Alpha Centauri, because although we do have time, you know, they'll disappear in 1,755 days. I'd rather not miss out on that because I get distracted by something else. That wouldn't be very good, would it? No, I don't think it would be. We can kick this up to speed too.
Construction complete.
Just for, you know, the benefit of speed. And we're going to start exploring. Oh, wait, you're not done repairing. No, repair. We'll burn the minerals to repair you because, you know, we don't want the Osprey to wind up dying and having to be replaced. I'd rather spend a little bit of money now
Construction complete.
to save us in the future. Speaking of spending money, things are looking good here. The strong magnetic field around Terra Nova has been affecting computers on the surface recently. Oddly, this is not merely random interference. Instead, computers are actually working more efficiently than they should be. It's almost as if an outside force is lending a helping hand. Ooh. Well, we'll take that. I mean, we're not researching anything, but you know, it's something. We'll, do we need that just yet? I don't... Yeah, we kind of do. Food's going to be a problem here, so we'll do that. The fleet's fully repaired. That's lovely. Now we can send them out on a pirate hunting mission, because that's just a good thing to do.
Research complete.
What'd we research? Propaganda broadcasts and influence. Let's snag, as tempted as I am to get terraforming right away, let's snag Biolab 1, because above anything else, our research needs the help. Alright, so that system's clear. We'll move on to the next one.
Debris analyzed.
Nanocomposite materials, physics, and engineering. So they did have some armor that we weren't aware of. It's very handy information to get. Go ahead and research that graveyard now. There we go. Knew we'd find you eventually. Thankfully, the pirate bases aren't strong. At least these ones aren't.
Hostile fleet.
Those ones certainly are.
Construction complete.
But we'll get strong enough to tackle them sooner than later. Let's get deflectors. Because at the very least, having a good deflector system is going to be nice for fighting all of the mining drones that are out there. Just look at all them space guns shooting. Probably gonna lose the McLaughlin, but you know, in the end, we will finish off this pirate base despite the losses. And I mean, losing one ship, I'm glad we repaired
Fleet detected.
that ship that we had to. Who's coming to Alpha Centauri? Oh, okay. Well, these guys won't hang around, right? You're just going to be moving on to the next system? Yeah, good.
Situation log updated.
All right, we got a whole bunch of stuff that happened. Victorious over the pirates. That's good. We can send you guys home and then replace your losses. And then after that, we'll get our science ship out here to just research the little project that is there. 279 minerals. We should probably get a physics lab built. And then after that, we should probably clear out the bio lab. Taking a look on Alpha Centaur or Terra Nova. Apologies. Still nothing we can do there. Hopefully, we'll be getting some tile blockers researched sooner than later. Would that really be worth the energy? I think maybe going for this sector would be better. Oh, itchy nose. What is the physics research above? Oh, is this actually in my space too? Okay, well then. The first thing we're going to do is set up an observation post on these Bronze Age people. That's going to be society research for days, because those guys aren't ever going to get to space. Bronze Age people, come on, it's thousands of years ahead. This game will not last that long. Let's get the armor researched, because that's a good thing to get researched. First fleet has been fully repaired. We can probably, like I said, replace the losses on it. And let's go back to the surface and build that mine up to level 2 so we can get some more minerals rolling. Seems like a good idea if you ask me. I don't know if you did ask me, but it seems like a good idea.
Special project complete.
The team under Science Officer Kong has finished their expedition on Europa and returned to the Doolittle. Sadly, the wrecks are too badly damaged to recover any useful technology. However, we will get some engineering research out of it, because why not? Why not indeed? We'll slap a research station out there and then be generating quite a lot of engineering research. This bodes incredibly well for the fleet of the Terran Republic. What's that? Spaceport on Earth is done, so that means that fleet is ready. It is fully repaired. We're probably going to want a bigger fleet for the future, but we don't need to necessarily focus in on getting too militaristic. Our only real threat, I mean, you know, they haven't even got a colony done, and they are on continental worlds, so it wouldn't be a bad idea to maybe conquer these guys. Of course, thinking about a nation like the Terran Republic being the democratic crusaders that they are, the idea I have for my approach to the way conquest can work for a nation such as the Terran Republic isn't necessarily conquest, but regime change. So we can talk about that a little further on down the line, if we need to. We got that going. I don't necessarily like. I mean, it's nice to get double the research benefit, but from a xenophile empire, I don't necessarily know that they're down with abductions. It doesn't sound very xenophilic. What do we got? Active countermeasures, nanocomposite materials. Ooh, another boost in nanocomposite materials. That's nice. We'll get that armor done well before anything. Let's get that researched, actually. So you can go and research Uranus and find out why it's stormy. And I guess really the next thought is going to be expansion. And now, do we want to go for Sirius 3, which has an awful lot of tile blockers? Relatively rich looking planet. Now, we got plenty of food. We got food for days, so that's good. You know, we got some minerals. We got a little bit of energy production going on here. We got some research. Yeah, I mean, that's certainly not a bad planet. Nothing to sneeze at. If we take a look at Anaxidor 3, which just sounds like an alien system. Yeah, we got the alien pets, which have been reworked. And I don't know how I feel about that. I can only build a Xenozoo here, and I don't want to lose out on 3 society research. So, I don't know if we're ever going to have a Xenozoo. Certainly not on Anaxidor 3. But yeah, this is looking like a good planet. I love potential 4-tile capital systems, capital tiles, you know, the capital of the planet's going to go here. We get boosts to everything. We could do, Frontier Clinic and Power Hub, and then we could have the mineral processing facility, and then another mine, so we can get even more bonuses, and then we could slap, if we wanted to, we could slap a mineral silo here and boost both of those. So many potentials for really minor planetary micromanagement. Uranus frequently experiences massive and extremely violent storm systems in its atmosphere. Several dozen persistent storms are visible from orbit, with winds often reaching speeds in excess of 700 meters a second. Good God, that's fast! The cause of these storms is not immediately apparent, as we have found nothing on the planet's climate model that it would explain them. Our scientists are interested in studying this anomaly, as they should be, and I'd like to point out that physics research, that's just going to be huge. So we should probably get those research stations built up. We're over an hour into this episode, though, so I think it's going to be a good time to save the game and end the episode. There we go. Let's spell Let's Play correctly. Yay! All typed with the left hand because I got skills. So yeah, we'll get that a good old-fashioned save. So, as always with the first episode in a series, let me know how everything sounds. Let me know how everything looks and feels. Let me know if you guys are okay with this longer format. Let me know if you're enjoying it. Thumbs up if you have enjoyed today's episode. Leave your comments, questions, concerns, thoughts, jokes, musings, what have you below. Thank you all very much for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.